You're watching The Experience Comic Culture and Sales, streaming live daily to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter.
It's us, the Space Cadettes. I am being joined by Shanice and a very sunburnt Jena.
Hi.
So we're going to be gentle with her today.
Why does the sun hate us? I don't understand. What did we do to the sun, Bean? What did you do?
He didn't do anything.
Immediately just starts looking at Bean.
Pretty sure you and your lab with Doc Ock, you built something to really piss off the sun to try and take me out in this universe. Thank you.
We don't have the funding for that.
I feel like there's like a really strong yet at the end of that. We don't have the funding for that yet.
And we were making the joke before of like before we started recording that Jenna was just like her skin was starting to start peeling and she's just gonna hatch into some new creature. What would you hatch into, Jenna?
Probably a llama. I mean, look at it. I love llamas. I hope it would be a llama. I mean, probably not, but I feel like I would want to be a llama. I'd probably actually turn into a marshmallow. Just wiggle. What about you, Shanice? If you had to hatch into something else, what would you hatch into?
Danny DeVito. I was expected, so I was just turned into Danny DeVito. That's my answer.
That is perfect.
Oh, man. So a llama and Danny DeVito.
And what about you, Bean?
I don't know. As my profile picture on a lot of things, I've had like a picture from Franz Kafka's like Metamorphosis. So that's all I can think of is just hatching into a giant bug. And honestly, Jenna, I really expected you to say you were going to become an alien, like the alien queen. That's what I really expected.
I'd hatch out as a face hugger, a queen face hugger. Yes. But no, because they die. They die like 10 minutes of mouth time and they die.
Oh.
So, I don't know. I'm the little baby alien that's inside the face hugger. That's gonna go. Like I'm gonna burst out of your chest. That's what it is.
Oh
just
no!
Alien Jenna's gonna burst out of my chest.
Well, like the really big ones, though. What are those? Are they? What is the name of them? I always forget. The big guys.
The xenomorph.
Xenomorph.
Yeah, that's what the whole species is called. Because you've got the warriors, you've got the ants, you've got the queen, you've got one that kind of looks like a rhino, you've got a red one, they've got white ones, they've got black ones, there's a lot. Like there is a lot. And speaking of aliens, so our topic for this week, this is a great way to kind of like segue to the topic. I want to talk about what was the perfect cast of like a character, and I think Sigourney Weaver was the perfect casting for that first movie. In fact, the entire cast of the first movie of Alien was perfect. Just like John Hurt's character, he was the first one that like comes popping out. He's like the very first person ever to have an alien pop out of him. And so he had no way of like, no direction or inspiration. They were just like, by the way, something's going to rip itself out of you. Act that out. And he was just like, okay. So him laying on the table with his hand twitching is actually him acting out what he thought it would feel like getting like this thing ripped out of his chest. And then the rest of the cast didn't know that's what was going to happen. So all of their surprised and shocked looks was literally them like first time seeing this or hearing it. They didn't know that's what was going to happen. So I feel like the entire cast of the first Alien movie was a perfect cast for each of those characters. Do you guys have like a character or a movie that was like perfectly cast by an actor? And we all can't say Deadpool because no, Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool in real life. We know this. We got that. Is there anybody else that you would consider as like teen casting? I mean,
so I definitely have one, and I'm definitely biased because it's one of my favorite characters of all time. Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. Perfect. Yeah. Completely. Like just the best. And I think it is just like that cockiness that comes with it. And also though he can do that like character depth. And I love it so much.
That is cool. And I feel like all of his past really helped him kind of delve into that character too.
Yeah. And honestly, like Gwyneth Paltrow also like is a really good Pepper Potts.
Yeah.
And Gwyneth Paltrow is always so surprising. I think just because like, and I know that probably a lot of actors and actresses are so drastically different in real life than they are their characters. But I think because you see so much of her being so different, it's like, dang, she's an actress.
What about you, Shanice? Anybody that's just like perfection as casting for you?
I mean, there's a few, but I'm gonna, I guess, just hop to I just jump from like a Beans to Chris Evans as Captain America.
Yeah.
I feel like that was really good casting. Like it's like I really can't see anybody else playing that role. I remember reading that Aaron Eckhart was originally supposed to play him, but his plans fell through. And at first I was like, oh, that sounds like really good casting too. But now I just can't see anybody but Chris Evans. I have to see Rogers. So that was really, really, really good casting. Just
it actually it super surprised me because like saw Chris Evans as the Human Torch before, right? And he played that character perfect. And then seeing him as like Captain America, I was like, how can he do two? That's not fair. How is he so great at both of them? That's also not fair. But good for you.
I didn't know that Aaron Eckhart was like supposed to be Captain America. I'm really glad that Chris Evans was Captain America, especially for like all the movies we've seen him in. But like, I would love to see an Aaron Eckhart like Captain America movie, but not like early, like older, like, you know, like grittier, like Captain America who's like been through some stuff. I would love that.
He's seen things. Prison changed him. Oh wait, that's right. Because in Civil War, Captain America didn't go to prison. I'm gonna die on that hill. I really am. Like Civil War needs to be redone as actual proper Civil War. We need to see, I guess maybe like an alternate universe Captain America show up and then go to prison at the end of it and then get shot. I needs to see it. That's how Captain America is supposed to end. Getting shot in an interdimensional prison.
I feel like it'll come back. Well, I don't know if it would have to come back as like a Disney Plus show at this point.
Yeah.
Would they do that on Disney Plus?
I don't know. They did some crazy things with Moon Knight and with all the Star Wars shows. So maybe?
And Falcon and Soldier, it had some pretty heavy scenes too. Like, especially the shield bonk scene.
Sorry, what was that?
The violent bonking scene in Captain America.
Okay.
Bonk bonk.
I'm just gonna come into work on Tuesday and just be like, bonk, huh? Okay. Oh man. Well, now that we've talked about some of our favorites, what were some of the ones that like you didn't like? Now, this right here might get me in a little trouble. So for Wolverine, Hugh Jackman was bloody well amazing, but he was too tall. He's supposed to be 5 foot, 5'2". He's supposed to be my height. He's not supposed to be the gorgeous Hugh Jackman and all of his 6 foot something. Come on, like, so I guess like that was great casting, but at the same time, kind of meta casting. And then the older Fantastic Four movies, having Jessica Alba play Sue Storm, I just feel like she never really got into the character. Do you guys know what I mean?
I hear you. All I'm hearing is that Jena wanted Wolverine to be played by Danny DeVito in Kitten Heel. That's all I'm hearing, honestly.
Well, I mean, you are the Jena translator. You spent the most time with me in this bunch. It makes sense to me. I'm very sunburnt. I don't know what I'm saying at this moment.
Yeah.
Me and my llama cup with the tiny legs. Did you see the tiny legs on this thing? Look at that.
I do see it.
It's got good little legs.
But in all seriousness, do you have an alternate casting for Wolverine?
Oh, I don't. Like,
Even
that was an example. But I don't know. I guess, what was that guy who was in The Kingsman?
Taron Egerton.
Okay, the Kingsman dude. I think we should see what he can do with the role, because he is kind of shorter, but as we've seen, and not just the Kingsman, but we've also seen in that I want to say it was an Archer movie, and he played Robin Hood. No, yeah, I can't remember now. We've seen that he can do the stunts. He can do the harder acting, and with that comical sort of like timing that you need as Wolverine. So I kind of want to see what he can do with it. Yeah. So, what about you, Shanice? Do you have somebody that was just like, they didn't really get it?
So I'll be vague about this one just for spoiler reasons. There was a cameo in a recent Marvel film that had a lot of popular fan castings.
Yes!
And I was like, no. Even before this happened, I was like, no, this is boring casting. I don't understand why everyone is just ill. And then I knew it was going to happen. I actually said, like, get the turtle out when this person appeared. That is such bland casting. It is. It's nothing against him. He's a good actor. But it's like, I'm prepared to face the wrath of Jena next week. And Jay, our producer, I'm prepared to face the wrath. But
was it because of his ears?
Understand the appeal of that casting. It's like the Whole Foods of casting to me. Yeah.
Oh, it was Paul Rudd?
Yeah, Paul Rudd castings. The Paul Rudd Whole Foods of castings.
Oh my god.
It was the anti-llama of castings. I'm going that far, yes.
Wow. I don't know if it's that far. Come on, I don't know if it's that far. Come on. It's no Jessica Alba. Okay, so who would you cast as said person that is not said person?
Oh no, like I would have been fine with Nicholas Cron from Succession. I'm blanking on his name, but he's in The Good Place. He plays a Chidi from The Good Place. If you've ever seen that, I would have been dope with that. I'm fine with that. Oh gosh, he was in iZombie. Raul Coley. I'm blanking on his name. I'll type his name in our chat, but I would have been happy if it was just completely just like out there casting like the rest of the MCU. Like there are actors I'm like, I don't really see it, but they end up just killing it, like Robert Downey Jr. With the casting with this actor, it was just so obvious, I guess. Like I didn't care for it at all. I'm trying to be careful because I don't want Jena to like murder me on Monday.
I'm not gonna murder you on Monday because I don't work on Monday.
That's the only reason I'm saying. I can live until Tuesday.
You get an extra 24 hours.
Thank you.
And I don't know if my sunburn will let me murder anybody right now. So you've been given a week of reprieve.
Thank you.
I don't know. Maybe he'll Heath Ledger us. You know, where everybody hated on him and then he killed it.
Yeah, but like everyone was really hyping this actor up, and I'm trying to stay straight so vague because Ben hasn't seen it yet, and I don't want it to spoil me. But I posted the name of the actor who I would have been okay with, well, really happy with, but that was the only casting recently. I'm like, okay.
Was it because of his ears?
No, it wasn't because of his ears.
Oh, okay. Because don't get me wrong, his ears were just like, I'm like, dude, I didn't know your ears were that big. But okay. Good for you.
Which I was like, you guys could spoil it. At this point, I'm so behind on everything. I'm in like one of my not spoilers, instead of spoiler free, spoiler full time right now because I'm just so behind. I've given up.
Aww.
No.
Want to just like talk about it, you absolutely can because I'm so.
Should we?
Well, I guess during the break we can talk about it, but not just in case someone who is watching this show they haven't seen it.
Yeah.
So.
Nope. Just in case someone else is behind.
Shanice and I talked a lot of spoilers last week, so I guess this week we could skip the spoilers.
Yeah.
I need stronger tea for that. This is tea. This is green tea. That's why I have a Red Bull, guys. So, flying in an airplane with a sunburn, I needed a little something to treat myself with my llama.
Now, what about you, Reed? What's your favorite casting?
That's a tough one. I know I've been like watching something and been like, meh. But I think I focus so much on like the ones that I'm just like, oh yeah, that's awesome. You know, that it's hard for me to think of like any of the meh ones. I don't think I have one. I don't think I have one that I've just been like, oh no, this is lame. I don't like this. Yeah, I don't know. You guys, if you guys want to go another round of them, if you guys have more that you're disappointed with, I'll probably think of one.
I could go on and on about my favorite casting, but yeah, because there's what a time to be alive. They've cast so many great people as so many great characters, and just not just like comic book movies. I just mean like movies across the board. Just actors and actresses have really stepped up their game, I think. And we can definitely see it in the reflection of the shows and stuff that we're watching. Like another one that like Shanice brought up, the whole cast of The Good Place was amazing.
Yes.
The whole cast of The Good Place was amazing. Because she had just like the main actress, what was her name? Anna Frozen. What's her name? Yes, thank you. I did not expect that because like we had seen her in other things, but we had never seen her be like that type of character before. And then she was put into that like role and then like knocked it out of the ballpark for how many seasons? 4 or 5 seasons. And I loved every second of it. And just and then like I don't know if it's a spoiler because it's been like 5 or 6 years since this episode. Like the halfway through the first season, so I don't know if this is a spoiler. So maybe spoilers. Where she figured out it was the bad place, and then they did that one episode where it was a montage where she kept figuring it out. And the fact that it was so like she did such an amazing job of acting out like it was the first time she figured out it was the bad place. She was like, oh, it's the bad place. And then she's like, oh, this is the bad place. And I'm like she spent a whole day probably changing costumes, probably exhausting from that just to act out that one sentence. And I'm like, wow, that's actually really awesome.
Man, that makes me think of, it's actually something I was thinking about earlier because before Jenna even brought up Taron Eagle, I was thinking how I would love to see him in the MCU or in like any of the DC shows. Like, who's somebody who hasn't been in a superhero franchise yet that you would want to see? Because just now I thought, has Ted Danson ever been in either of the universes, and why not? If so.
I don't know. Have they?
I haven't seen him.
I don't know. I don't know why, but I really want to see Matthew Broderick in a DC movie or a Marvel movie. I don't know who he would play. I don't know what he would play. I just really want to see Matthew Broderick just like pop on. And that's just because I'm a huge fan of his from like his musical days. Not just Ferris Bueller, but like the producers. Like, yeah. I want to see that Matthew Broderick pop up and be like, I don't know, maybe he's the assistant to like Nick Fury or something. I don't know what he could play.
I want him to be a villain. Yeah.
You know, he was a villain in a show called Daybreakers. It's on Netflix. It's only one season. Mm-hmm. And so he got hit in the head and then like an explosion went off and all adults turned into zombies, sort of. But anybody under 18, although a couple of 18-year-olds also turned, but like anybody who hadn't like matured to a certain point didn't turn. And because he was hit on the head, and he's the principal at the school, by the way, and because he was hit on the head, he didn't fully turn, but he was still like taking kids and like eating them, snacking on them. And so, yeah, he's like this bad guy that although he talks to you, he's like, oh yeah, and how does that make you feel? Oh, I'm so sorry. That's upsetting you. You know, you can always talk to me as your principal. Your arm is so tasty. Matthew Broderick. So Daybreakers, it's one season. It's on Netflix. Please, everybody watch it. So that way we can get a second season. Okay. Yeah. So I think he would be really cool in a Marvel or DC movie. What about you, Bean? Who do you want to see?
Actually, you know what? I got to see one of mine that I wanted to see, and because like I followed him like on Twitter for a long time, so I've known that he's always really been like a huge nerd. But that's Kumail Nanjiani, and which he also now has been in Star Wars. So he's just like literally is the person who got famous enough to be in all of his favorite nerd franchises. Yeah, and he's just working his way through them. And so I was just like, that would make me really happy. It always makes me happy. It's kind of like when Dave Bautista got to be in Guardians, and he was so excited because he like so good. And that's another like perfect casting right there.
Yes. Dave Bautista needs to play Marcus on Gears of War. Okay, Shanice, who's somebody you want to see in the universe?
I like how that he kind of sneak that in.
Josie the Pussycats right here.
Let me see. I mean, she's already in the MCU, but I was really hoping that Lupita Nyong'o would that she play Storm. But what's her name? Jodie Turner-Smith is my other fan casting for Storm because she's really just had this regal look about her. I'm hoping and praying that happens. I would like to see Jack Quaid in the MCU playing a character I was kind of ripping on 10 minutes ago. The casting, it goes back to that casting.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, just to see Jack Quaid in more things, because I like him in The Boys, and he was really good at Scream.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Didn't the first 3 episodes of the new season of The Boys drop while I was away?
Today.
Oh my gosh, what am I doing? Why are we doing this? I need to be slapping aloe all over my body and watching The Boys. I love the casting of that show as well.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I haven't watched that one yet, but I'm really excited. I really need to watch it. Like, I think I'm going to start it soon.
Yes.
My lab mate was literally sitting there watching it on his phone, like during our lunch break today, and was just like, "Have you seen this?" And I'm like, "No." He's like, "You need to watch it."
Oh my God. Bean. Catch up.
Yeah. I know. I think I've been a little bit hesitant not to bring up the past, but people have flipped open the graphic novels, been like, "Hey, look at this part that didn't age well." So it kind of made me not run to it.
Oh, yeah. There are some bad parts in the books. Oh, not like they were bad to read, but I just mean like not appropriate for most ages.
I will say the show, I say as someone who really enjoys the comic, I prefer the show because there are certain scenes from the comic that were just disgusting. And I'm glad that the show just said, we're not going to do that. Like, especially with Annie, when she first joins the Seven. I'm really glad that the show went in another direction, because the comic is like,
I forgot about that.
Yeah. The show is, when you watch, hopefully you'll watch it soon. It's fantastic.
Aren't they supposed to be doing the story arc of Nerdgasm this season?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. Jensen Ackles is in this season. Who's he play?
Soldier Boy.
Oh, no. Oh, yes. Oh, no. But yes. But oh, no. Okay. I'm so excited. Yeah, I can't wait. So, excuse me. So, on that note, guys, we're going to take just a mini little bitty break here for a second, so that way we can talk to, where are you, Bean, to see about spoilers or not. And I need a refill of tea if we're going to delve into more of that stuff. So we'll be right back.
Did you know that every Experience show, including some exclusive content, streams on Twitch? Check it out. Twitch.tv/the_EXP. Or just scan that QR code. Thanks for tuning into The Experience. Help us out and hit subscribe over on YouTube and click the bell when you do. Need some help? Scan the QR code in the bottom corner. Join the party. Head over to our Linktree to find all the links for everywhere The Experience is all the time.
Hey guys, we're back, and we have discussed it, and Bean has opinions on spoilers, I believe. To you, Bean.
So I was just explained. They did me a big explain on what they were talking about, and on the reveal of the casting, I literally was just like, "What?" I don't know, and I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if I like it or not. I gotta think about it. I think like she was kind of saying, like she was like kind of disappointed in it. I definitely see like needing to see more. Like if he did a killer job with it, it would be awesome. But we might need to see some more evidence.
Yeah, I can back that. Yeah, where I mean, he had maybe like 6 or 7 minutes of screen time, and I enjoyed the 6 or 7 minutes. Shanice didn't enjoy the 6 or 7 minutes.
I enjoyed his last minute, from what I saw.
Those are fighting words. Shanice, I thought we were friends. I thought we could remain friends for life, but now I'm not sure.
Your eyebrows are popping. Your eyebrows are popping today.
Oh my gosh. Did you see what our producer just put, Shanice?
I would be happy with that because he was in the best Batman movie of all time. So thank you, Mr. Producer.
So Mr. Producer Man said he hopes they cast Jim Carrey as Storm.
That's 10-10 casting.
Oh my gosh. I completely forgot the question I had for you guys. Because I'm picturing it now. I see Jim Carrey in the Halle Berry Storm costume. Picture it with the white wig, glowing eyes. Do you know what happens to a toad when it gets struck by lightning? Jim Carrey style.
He bless that man. He's kind of aging like a grape. He just keeps getting wrinklier. So that's enhancing my imagination of him.
Oh my god.
But on that note, I think we're going to talk about characters and castings that need their own movie, which I think we've got our first one with Jim Carrey as Storm. Need a full movie.
Just in the middle, like Jim Carrey, just in the middle of the desert, being like, I'm bringing rain floating in the sky, just rain. And that is the producer's pick.
Oh man, but then also because how good would a Storm movie, just like the whole movie, like origin story, man, the right director could do that so good.
Yes.
Oh, goodness.
But who would you cast as Storm?
Jodie Turner-Smith.
Yes. See, that's the extra names. Gets me.
Would it be like her origin story, or would it be like when she meets Black Panther and when she meets the other X-Men and when she like what part of her like lifetime would it be in?
I would want to see an origin story just because like I feel like we never like she always just rolls in like fully formed and awesome, but like I want to know more about her. Like I don't know. Shanice, have they ever done like origin story of her in the comics?
They have. There was actually, oh gosh, this was years ago. There was like this miniseries that followed that talked about her origin and her times in Africa. That was really solid. But yeah, I would be really down for an origin miniseries for Storm or a film because it's interesting enough to be its own thing instead of just being kind of punted off to the side in like an ensemble film. So yeah, I'd be down for a Storm series or solo.
Can one of you guys help me remember? So I remember reading it in the comics, but was it in the animated show, one of the episodes they did, where she was growing up, they were in the middle of a drought, and she used her powers to make it rain, but then another village started dying off because the drought extended for them, and that's how she had to learn when and when not to use her powers. Trying to remember. I feel like, was that in one of the animated X-Men shows back in the day?
It feels like it. Like I want to say like Evolution maybe, but maybe the OG X-Men cartoon. It's as you're telling it, it's like I could picture the scenes, but
yeah,
I couldn't tell you where it was from.
Right? And I'm like, maybe that's what I read in the comic rather than what happened in the show. Maybe I'm mixing them up. I don't know. But I've always loved her origin story, and I really wish we could see it as like a solo movie, getting to see her as a kid growing up. Because we kind of saw her as a kid in X-Men Apocalypse? Was that the one she was as a kid in, right?
Apocalypse.
Yeah. Because like another one would be, I would really want to see, because we have kind of seen Angel's different like variations. We have seen him in, I think it was the third X-Men movie. So I don't know if that actually counts as his origin story. And we also saw him in Apocalypse. And it's like, I don't know which one of those would actually count, or if they're being added to the MCU, are we just going to get all new origins to them? I have no idea. But like any of the X-Men could have a solid, their own solo movie. But I don't think really any of them have. There's the Wolverine one I didn't count because that one had like Sabretooth and a couple of like other characters in it. And then Logan was really about him, X-23, and the Professor. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I feel like any of the X-Men characters could have a solo movie. I would sit down and watch. If all of them had a solo movie, I would love that.
Can I drop like an opinion that might be wrong, but like it's just I feel like the one X-Men movie I wouldn't be excited for them to announce would be one about Jean Grey, because we've just already seen so much about her. Like she's already been the focus of so much, but like also that is the one that they would make, you know, because everybody likes her because she's hot and has problems and has red hair. So
hot problems, red hair, make a movie, make 5.
So many.
Oh, and we definitely can't. We all know if Cyclops got his own movie, a certain somebody at our store would protest.
He would be out there, the sign.
No more Cyclops. No more. I could see her doing it too.
Ew.
With a sign that just has like Cyclops' face crossed out, but no more Cyclops, in the most like polite way she would say it too. Like, hey guys, can you please not see this movie? He's actually a really bad character. See it. And then she would see us walking in to go see the movie and just give us that mom face. Like, hey, I gotta see it. You know it's true, Shanice.
I will be there opening night, decked out in Cyclops gear, because he's legit one of my top 5 X-Men. And I told her this. I will be there opening night with my own side, counter protesting, like watch Cyclops the solo movie.
And there will just be Jena in the background sneaking into the movie. Just be like, here's my money, give me the ticket, let me run away.
It's Cyclops Civil War from the theater.
All of Space Cadettes. Oh God. Oh my gosh, it'll just be like, it'll be hashtag Space Cadets against Cyclops. Or are you team hashtag Space Cadets for Cyclops? Which one are you? That's gonna be great. I hope that happens now.
I'd be down, because I know they announced they were doing a Penguin series for HBO Max as a spinoff of Batman. Yeah. I would love to see one for Catwoman, just to see her like doing her own thing before I don't know if they already announced like a sequel is coming. I'd be surprised if it wasn't, but I would like to follow Catwoman on her adventures. Like, I don't know, like in like Woodhaven or wherever she goes. Yes. That'd be fun.
They could do the whole Bat family. Oh my gosh, the whole Bat family. We could have Batwoman, Batgirl, Robin, Red Hood. Oh, all of them. Give me all of them.
Instead of getting actors, they just get like a literal bats and birds. They just film just flying around for like an hour, and I would generally watch that if they would costumes.
Shanice, I'm coming with you to that premiere. Me and you, we're gonna make bets on who's winning. Who's gonna win the bets? Oh my god. Okay, somebody get some studios on these movies now. What's going on? What? I don't have money to make movies. You make the movies. We will give you money to watch the movies. Did you hear they actually planned? So back in the mid 90s to early 2000s, they actually in Japan did a musical version of Sailor Moon. And here in the US, they actually planned their own version of Sailor Moon live action movie. And everybody protested it so hard they never even got to writing a script.
That's a hard protest.
Yeah.
To not even write it.
Yeah. They were like, oh, we're making plans for this. And everybody was like, no. And they were like, okay, we got you. Back away. Walk away. Oh my gosh. Have you guys ever heard of like any other movies where they were like, hey guys, we're going to make this. And then everybody just was like, don't do that. And then they didn't. Like you heard about a movie and then it never happened. Have you guys any other movies?
The only thing I've heard about like that is where they made Sonic look scary and they made him not look scary. That's it. That's the only time I've heard of someone being like, oh my goodness, like we have to change this. And then they actually listened and changed it.
Like, what? Why did they give him human teeth?
I don't know.
Because I know of one other movie that they announced but never got made. It was Gambit.
Oh, who was supposed to play Gambit?
Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum.
So their character board, like the actual Twitter account is still up, and it says Gambit coming to theaters in 2014 or 15, and it's great. Like it's still there.
Oh my god! But do you? I think I just cast Gambit in my mind, and tell me if this is terrible. What is his name though? I think his name is. He's the he plays Kovac in the first season of Altered Carbon.
Joel Kinnaman.
Yes.
Yeah. What is that crazy? Him as Gambit?
I could see it.
I am manifesting this into the universe now.
I don't know. When I think of, I don't know. It's just when I think of Gambit, I think of how my cousins talk, and they all live in the bayous of Louisiana. I think you might have heard them talk before.
I've been to Louisiana some, so yeah. I've been around, yeah.
Cause like I instantly think of like my mama being like, "Oh, Sha man, what you doing right now? Hi," and I'm like, "Oh my god, is there actors out there who can speak like that?"
If they work hard enough, they can.
So there is. This is another It's Always Sunny thing. So Saturday Night Live, they had a skit called Maine Justice, where it takes place in Maine. It's like in like a courtroom, like a Judge Joe Brown or whatever. But everybody in the courtroom, they're from Louisiana, so they have really thick accents. But the reason why I bring this up, Charlie Day was on the skit with a really thick Cajun accent. And when he said that, now I kind of want him to play Gambit, just play completely straight.
Yeah.
Nobody just is that Charlie Kelly? No, that's his Gambit. It's fine.
That's Gambit. It's Gambit. Because a lot of times accents are left out in movies. Because when Halle Berry played Storm, I think in the first one she had kind of an accent, right? And then the rest of them she lost it. No more accent. I was like, supposed to have an accent. And then X-Men Wolverine, Gambit was there for him, And that was the most painful accent I think I had heard in years. My cousin Delana was next to me, and she was like, shh. I was like, oh, you done made her mad? I know it's really bad. We should walk away now.
Oh, I think one of the funniest things is, as somebody from the South, whenever I hear I'm watching British television and they start trying to do a Southern accent, it's the funniest thing. It happened a couple times in Doctor Who. It was just
Yeah.
love it.
Oh yeah. Every time there was one point in Doctor Who where they're like in the desert in Texas somewhere, got a cowboy hat, and he's like, "Hey y'all," and I'm like, I know you're British and none of y'all have probably been to Texas, but that is not how we say y'all. We just say all y'all need to be acting straight. I know because I said that for the last week, probably 100 times a day. Out camping with all them kids. I was like, all y'all need to be acting straight. All y'all.
Okay, plural. This all makes sense. All y'all.
All y'all. I don't know why all y'all over here trying to yell at me. All y'all need to be calming down now. Yeah. Exactly. That's what I did all week.
So I did think of one casting, and it's because you guys were asking me like if I had a casting I didn't like. So this isn't a casting I didn't like. I liked it. It was good, but I don't feel like it really fit the character very well. It made me think of it again because of like the whole accent thing. I liked Andy Serkis being Alfred. I don't see that man as Alfred. That was like a good character in like a good movie. He's not Alfred. Like for me personally, like I don't know. Like I think though Michael Caine is the most Alfred who ever Alfreded. And like Andy Serkis is just so different. Like I loved him in that, but like that just wasn't the character for me.
Maybe he was too young.
I think that was it. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I felt that way too for the Batman. I was like, man, this is a really young Alfred. But at the same time, it's kind of a young Batman where he hasn't gone out into the world for all of his extra training. And he hasn't figured out how to be billionaire, whatever, Bruce Wayne. So maybe if they do a sequel, they can like age him up a little bit, especially after like almost dying.
Yeah.
Like, and then maybe that'll put it into kind of where he needs to be in Alfred. What do you think?
I think because like I liked it. I hope that they don't like recast him. Like I want him to keep being like it's just like I don't know. It's not the old character for me, but that's okay. You know, it doesn't have to be.
Because for a while there, with each Batman movie, Alfred was another actor, but it was older and older and older and older. Did anybody else catch that?
No.
Yeah, if you go back and start watching the movies, you'll notice that each time they recast it, they cast a younger actor for Batman and an older actor for Alfred. So it's like in the first one, they're about like this much difference, and then each one, the age difference just kept getting bigger. And then with this one, it was a little bit closer again. I was like, oh, okay, here we go. Back to basics.
I know people have opinions on Snyder's DC film movies, but I really did like Jeremy Irons as Alfred. And I was kind of like, I think Andy Serkis did a wonderful job. Because I'm a little bit biased because I like him a lot. But Jeremy Irons, it had the perfect balance of just really just sarcastic, just banter with Bruce, and like, hey, you get the feeling that he literally that he raised Bruce, like he was like a father figure to Bruce from what we saw of his Alfred. I didn't really get that from the Batman's Alfred, but then again, he was in the movie for like how long? What, 20 minutes? If that?
Sorry, I was like literally looking it up. I'm like, man, Andy Serkis is getting a little older, and that makes me sad. Because he don't look it, and that's not fair. Because he's one of my favorite actors. I deeply enjoy Zach. Is he actually British?
I don't know, but I remember because I thought of it because of the whole thing of like, because what Robert Pattinson is British and he's not, and so then he was having to like do a fake accent in front of someone who actually was. I think I heard that story, but I'm trying to remember if I got all my people right and aligned with their accents.
Yeah, he's English. I just looked him up.
Oh, okay. That is funny, though. That is so funny. I don't know why that brings me back to Doctor Who, because David Tennant is Scottish, but he had to do an English accent, and then the next Doctor was English, but had to do a Scottish accent. I was like, let David Tennant have his accent. But he fooled me, so. Oh my goodness. Have you guys noticed that a lot of like Americans sometimes do have trouble trying to do like English or Scottish accents, but then English and Scottish actors and actresses can like mimic American accents, not Southern accents, but a regular American accent like perfectly?
I never judge. I can't do any accent at all besides my own. I can't.
What about you, Shanice?
Oh man, but I think we got off track. Jenna, did you? Oh, I guess your answer to what solo movie you would want to see is any of the X-Men.
Yes.
Yeah.
Any, except for Jean Grey.
Yes.
We've seen her everywhere.
Yeah. And like, what about villains though? Because I think we all picked heroes.
Yeah.
What villain weirdness would you want to see?
Huh. I got this one. I'm sorry. And it's like a deep dive, so this might take a minute. So okay. So I want to see Doctor Doom, and not the type of like and not the type of like origin story where he's like, oh, this is how I got my powers. I want to see the origin story where he actually rose in political like everythingness to become like the king or president or whatever of where he is, and then like Latvia, and then making it the better country that it is. Because while yes, he is a villain and he wants to kill like other heroes and stuff like that, but he wants to do it for his country to be better. And I want to see his story of like, how did he get to be from scientist to let me raise my country to be better with my powers and kill folks with. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
That would be a good movie. That would be awesome.
Because just imagine it, when you're a politician, especially for other countries, like they look at what you can bring to the table for your country, right?
Mm-hmm.
He gets his powers. He does bad things to like Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, all these other like superheroes, and then he has to convince not just like the UN and stuff like that to be like, look, I'm actually a good guy for my country. But he also has to convince his people in his country that he's not bad. Like, I feel like, I don't know. Yeah. I feel like that would be an emotional roller coaster. Oh, what about you, Shanice?
A Mr. Freeze film. I would really like to see that. If it's based off of Heart of Ice or whatever it's called. I would love that so much. Mr. Freeze or I don't know. I think that's the only one, because the ones that I want, they've already been made. So it's can't really think of any at the moment. What about you, B?
So I think, and I haven't read the Devil's Reign like special series that came out recently. I know that one was a lot about Kingpin and like him like trying to rise to political power. But I think that would be like a cool series, and I think I would like that one mostly because I would kind of want it to be like a little short series, like TV show, and like partly because I want to see like that origin story, but also because I just want to see like a story with him at the center, and like, you know, then Daredevil and all them like trying to take him down. And so I guess I don't necessarily want a story, like I want his origin story in there, but and like him to be the focus, but also I just want to see that whole story play out. Yeah. I don't know. Shanice, did you get to read Devil's Reign?
So I haven't gotten a chance to read it yet. I'm waiting for the trade to come out.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it though, because it's everything that I've read about it seems like it's a really fun event. So I'm excited.
We'll have to do that like pick of the week, like declare that one like, when it comes out, and we can all read it and like talk about it.
Yeah.
So I know we don't necessarily have like a regular like pick of the week this week. You guys just want to go around like do like what we did read this week? Yeah, Jenna, I don't know. Did you have time to read anything this week with your chaos?
Okay, so I was gone for a whole week at camping in tents and on the beach with 12 little kiddos. Well, 11 after the first 2 days. Do you want to know what I read this week?
What?
Redfish, Greenfish, and ABC's 1, 2, 3s. Dr. Seuss can still kick it with those old school books. Shanice, what did you read this week?
Well, comic book wise, I read this book called Closet from James Tynion. It's first issue. It's really good, and I needed a good horror comic to read for the summer. I'm glad that that's kind of scratching that itch for me. So that's what I read comic wise. Yeah. The Closet.
The Closet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to check that. Is that a new one, or has it been out a while?
It's new. It came out this week.
Oh, nice.
It's about the monster in the closet.
That reminds me of something.
Check that out, because you know I love my horror.
It reminds me of something.
Oh man, I do have to confess that what I read this week was a pick of the week from like 2 months ago. I was supposed to have read, but I just didn't have time to finish it. But I've been reading Moon Knight, the Lemire run in its entirety. It's what I've been like slowly, along with about 50 academic papers on different plastics. But that the fun reading was finally getting to like really spend the time with that Moon Knight trade. It's so dang good. I still I haven't quite finished it, and I don't know how it's gonna end. Like, what the heck? But so good. And now I'm kind of disappointed. Like, I don't know. I want to see the space. I want to see that in the show. I want to see space werewolves so badly.
Yes.
All right. So while sunburnt Jenna is gonna get some aloe vera for her sunburns, I think we're gonna call it for tonight, guys. It was good chatting about castings and aloe vera and sunburns, because that's all I'm hyper focused on at the moment. Because Jenna's doing a sad little.
Sorry.
It's okay. We're just gonna end it for tonight, guys. Y'all have a wonderful evening. It's me, Shanice, Jenna, Bean. Have a good evening. In the llama cup. Oh, sorry. Have a good night.
Hey, bye.
Bye.